Okay, hello everybody. Today we're gonna try to do this concept in the less amount of time as possible and with the best quality. So without further ado, let's go, jump in, and we are here inside Blender. I hope that some of you have a little bit of knowledge of the tool, but let's start by importing our reference, image reference. You know my pad, I paste it, and I know it's here, load. Oh, as you can see here, we have rotations and everything is quite a mess. We can just hit Alt R and everything's going to be reset. Now we need to twist this in this direction, not in this one. So I'm using the X and then 90, and there we go. There we have it. Straight. That's the other thing that we need. Grabbing this over here, making it small. Jump, Now we have this one. We need to twist it a bit. Got him. Now here, I think it's quite early to define this area, but we know it's going to be vented here. It's not showing that much here into the 3D view, but trust me, it's going to be having that night ending. For the time being, it's way too early to have that. Now, I'll say that maybe here will be really nice to add our lovely cube and start adding this shape. Got it. Now it's time for this one and finally this one. What I'm gonna be doing here might not be so clean, but it's just to have something nice, block out, know our dimensions, know what we're working on with, and right now the handle, my man, it's gonna be the complex piece of this model. But let's see what we can do. Every single time that I have a complex piece, the best thing I like to do is just start with a plane, try to get my contour, and from there I'll just figure it out how I can work around it. Okay. Okay, this one, yep. And mentally I'm thinking about the topology. I'm not just adding this because yes, I'm thinking that okay, this needs to be a loop that comes from here, ends up here, and this has to be something else separated. So yeah, now that I just mentioned that, this will be the best and more appropriate way to approach it. And I'm not gonna try to be as perfect as possible here in the corners, otherwise at that point I'm just gonna be starting to set up myself into the hardest path as possible to make this 10 times harder of what it is really. Okay, yes, I'm using F2 add-on because if you don't know F2 right now, man, you really need to start to level up your add-ons game inside Blender. Otherwise, it's quite hard to step up your game and be fast when you're not using the most common add-ons. Node Wrangler, F2, just to name a few out there. Okay, now I have this basic shape, and as I was mentioning, I have this loop that goes here, this one that goes down, and I think that's good for the time being. Okay, okay. Yeah, probably that's the best one. Right thickness. I'm not worried too much about the thickness on this one because now that I know the place and the scale of most of these faces, props, parts, I like to use a mirror. And yes, of course, my mirror is not set up on the right axis, either on the right space. Why? Because this is my origin point. And since my origin point is set up in some other, no, wait, it's in the right spot. Perfect, good. We're on good track. We're still there, boys. Hmm. Now let's see what's going on here and why I'm having. Okay, got. It's not even on the right spot. Sorry, my fault. Now let's try to get this and put the origin point on this side, not on the other side. Um, did I just? No, it should be here. Something like this. It has to, of course, you need to be outside of the edit mode. You need to be in object mode, and then just set the origin to 3D cursor. And if we turn this on, it's going to be now in a good spot. I wish I could just turn the opacity of that down a little bit. It's so bright, but it is what it is. We just need to keep on rolling. I'm going to enable wireframe just to have a better sense of where to locate the origin of my stuffs. For example, this one might be less thick. I have in mind a real pot, not just doing this because I want it. Um, Now what else do we have? Perhaps let's start doing the cover or the inside of a gun, and later I'm just gonna come back and refine everything. Now the best part is that because I was using this as my starting point, it's quite easy for me now to just guess the volume, the shape of this. The best will be also to have the the cursor, the origin of this piece here inside of the shape, not here, somewhere else. Now origin to tree cursor, because I can start moving it in their own respective origin. Okay, got it. Now let's go. Number one. What I'm trying to look right now, it's for the local axis, but unfortunately I just lost it somewhere, so I guess it's bad luck for now. Now how I'm gonna be making this bevel, I will just figure that out later on. But I'm even considering to just twist this by the time being, because it's not too bad too early. It's not that bad. Actually, I'm gonna go a few steps back because the origin mm, constraint axis, they are quite important for me right now. Okay, now I want to verify that by scaling that Z axis, and this should be in this direction, not in this straight line. So I'm in the best part that I can just evolve everything, and I can just scale and return to that point. Perfect. And that's gonna have sense in a little bit. I'm just trying to get that to make my life easier right now. And also later when I wanna bevel this, because I wanna get this nice curvature on top, that's gonna be helping me a lot. Okay, that's gonna be happening also on this side. With this done, I can reset. Hmm. I'm thinking about some options on how to make that part. And perhaps I'm gonna duplicate my image just to be able to get that part the best as possible. Switching my to my 3D cursor, trying to have that aligned in a good way, just to have that straight. And this one also, I'm gonna eyeball it somewhere here. Switching back to the center, bounding box center. I have my transformations on 0, just a rotation. Now I can mind a little bit more here. Back to the 3D cursor. Got him. Sorry about that. Okay, now that we have that, I'm thinking about how to make this in a fast, easy way. Maybe I'm just gonna throw another. 1 second. I'm in object mode. Yeah, transparency mode is sometimes tricky. You need to be super careful with that. Otherwise, you're gonna be adding more and more geometry to the same origin point. That's another thing that I want to have. Now, probably this is not gonna be the best solution option. Why? In a second, I'm gonna explain you why. There is a nice way to bevel this surface or bridge them in the most pro way. Now, let's see if that's gonna be working. This might be my first high poly approach in this model. Now, let's see. Bridge, where are you? Bridge, edge slopes. Oh, there we go. That's the one. Yes, that's the feature I want to use because it's so nice and beveled there. But unfortunately, it's not the bevel that I want to use. So I guess for the time being, we're just going to call it a nail. And let's move on this. We need to keep up the speed, the tempo. Otherwise, if we just overthink a lot on those areas, we're not going to be moving. Ugh. I'm trying to recenter my camera, but it's just keep moving and moving. Sometimes it's really annoying. I know why, because I have the 3D cursor. Disable that. Come back. Faces. Oh, wave vertex navigation. I'm gonna add the mirror. Mirror is gonna be on the Y axis. Enable the clipping. Now that I remember, the mirror doesn't come with clipping. That's a shame. But if you don't enable it right now, you're gonna be suffering a lot later on the road. And I'm even thinking about to make mirror also on this side. So we work the less, but with the most benefits of them all. And how to do that properly? Well, we need to center it here. We need to go origin to 3D cursor, and there we go. Working smart, not hard. Oh yeah, there we have it. This one is coming here, maybe here, because on the concept looks like it's super thick, but in reality it's not that thick. But this handle, yes, this one needs to be less. Good. Now let's move on a little bit further. Yeah, that kind of thickness, I like it. Now let's disable the wireframe and let's have a look on this. How is it looking? Having in mind that this is kind of a fast practice just for fun. I'm just leave that for on over there. And now I have this. I have that one. Okay, good, good. Ah, this part. Now let's take advantage of the hack of having this side. Just gonna insert. And also I'm gonna select all of this. And having this nice sweet pebble. Looks like these gym balls. Maybe I'm gonna add this just to give that sensation of a handle. I don't know that your hand fits there or your fingers and everything's gonna be fine. Because if it's the square, I'm not sure about that decision. Now that I'm taking care of those details, maybe this small roundness will help. Let's see with the smooth. And I'm gonna be enable the surface mode, as you may know it on 3ds Max. Here I'm just auto smooth, I like to call it. Still not convinced about it, but this would be kind of a similar approach. Let's say flat, and I'm gonna subdivide and then smooth. This is the result that I want to get, but without adding too much geometry. So that's why I'm using, oh, that's why I'm using the auto smooth, just to give me a sensation of roundness without consuming too many polygons. Okay, now that's a little bit more how I like it. I'm gonna be enable self-selection, and I need to reduce my radius. It's so aggressive. And here also less thickness. Here also. Okay, now that's a little bit more what I like it. Perhaps I just entering too much detail at this stage in this piece, but it's just something that I like to have right now, just to know the direction, the aesthetic of my product. And finally, I'm just gonna pinch this tiny bit up. So with a smooth on the outer smooth, I can have something nicer. Now this one for sure I need that inset because I want this edge right here to make it sharp. So whenever I have this outer smooth, even if it's aggressive on 90 degrees, I'm gonna keep that sharp line. Okay, good. I can just merge this, apply this modifier first, and I can merge it with this. And now that I have this, I can send it to this location, selection to cursor, and I can twist and modify it as much as I like. Now, this is something that I will be calling a proxy because I was refining this on the other side, taking my time with the shapes and everything, and I just put it back in place. And it's 100% valid. I'm saying it's not bad, but perhaps I just took a lot of time refining it over there. The only reason, the valid reason for doing that, it's because this piece is so bended that it's more comfortable and easy to just work on it on this side rather than in on this side. You can do that with many other objects, but that was a small example on how be taking care of that. Um, well, yes. Now I just want to hide my plane. It's not any longer required. And with that said, let's add here another cube. I know that some of you don't like the default Blender cube, and then when you start modeling, then you create a default Blender cube. Wait, what? You know, like this meme of Despicable Me with the minions. We steal the moon, and then we don't have moon. We don't have moon. And here, mm, for sure, I want it more thick, and I need a round ending, just because I think it's gonna be fitting nicelier, rather than just something flat. You know, all like this door mechanism that we have for opening doors, cabinets, so on. And this one's go a little bit back. And this one I'm just gonna spread it a tiny bit more, add the smooth, and here it comes another sneaky trick. I'm just gonna be selecting all those faces and I'm gonna be selecting boundary loop. I'm gonna be marking sharp, back here to my turbo smooth. I think it's already good. Let's say, yeah, perfect. Okay, now that we have fat blocking, I think it's time to start blocking also the inside of the gun. And I'll just start with something quite simple right here on top. Let me just get there and block that. This is the easiest part of the whole asset, I would say, but doesn't matter. Progress is progress. It can take you one day, 10 hours, something, but you must keep on moving on whatever you're doing. That's the reason I am starting to make this YouTube channel. After many stuff just happened during this year, I decided it's no longer required for me to keep waiting for the time when I would be saying, yeah, I think I have time right now to be back on YouTube and plan ahead. No, 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 no. Too much overthinking, to so few action. I said enough, it's enough. Let's just grab stuffs and start doing something. And here we are, almost halfway there. And let's just move on. We need action, we need speed. The last thing we need to have are excuses. No excuses, let's go. Just extremely basic blocking. And this last part, not the last part, but I think it's one of the most iconic, this point. And then all these bendy areas, later I'm gonna come back and try to fix them. And the final part, not even the final part. I think right here we're missing this spot. It's like a step that is going this way. Yeah, more like that. Now let's remove a lot of that thickness. Something like that seems good for me. And time to make the mirror. Okay, now I will say that this part from here is gonna be this one. And of course it has to be more wide. This part, for example, this other one. Yeah, this part also can be less thick. I know, like if it's hiding some big barrel inside, something like that. Now, with that, also we can start playing a little bit with this profile because we have a curvature and here we are lacking of curvature. Yeah. Um, Maybe this part also we can slide them. I just tap double G and that's how I slide stuff here inside Blender. Okay. So we have this step down and the step down could be something like that. And I'm just balancing this edge with the other one just so I know that there's even or there's an even topology across both sides. I just want to avoid to have crossing edges or something like it's way too close. Why? Because later when I start smoothing everything, that is going to be affecting the shading of the mesh of the gun. Now this one, 100% sure, has to be less thick. Even a little bit playful, like a curvature that goes inside. Whoop. Yeah, I think that should do it. Now let's see how does this will be looking smooth. And I'm gonna be using the same sneaky technique to select the edges. No, here select. Mm, hmm, Weird. I actually didn't remember where it was the option that you can actually here it is, select loops. Okay, so it's layout, select loops. Then you need select boundary loop, and that will do it. Now I have this refined, and I just don't want to have the middle edge, and that's so easy to remove. I want this one sharp, and for the time being, let's just make that sharp. Let's go here to auto smooth, 45 degrees. Nah, this edge for sure. I want it way more rounder. If so, then let's up to 60, which is a little bit of a shame because we already have something already there defined. But we just bring it back. Same with this, mark sharp. And with that, I can play a little bit more with that thickness. And that's starting to look a little bit more like this. Now, I'll be considering a little bit of face paint. I'm not too happy with that decision. I'm just gonna keep one edge for the time being. And just this part, I wanna make it up. Why? Because now I'm gonna be using this edge for another sharp, so I can have this other distinction here in this material. Perhaps also here I'm gonna add the sharp. Actually here on this side, maybe no, clear the sharp. Same with this. Because I'm already having this line here that probably is getting interpreted by the shading that is not gonna auto smooth properly here. If I double that, let's see 90. Yeah, you're starting to have that, but no. 60 is a good angle degree. And it's a shame that this line right here is making this bad bending. Otherwise I can just come here and there it is. It just disappeared. And it's exactly like that one. And finally, just gonna take this part, make it sharp. Oh, I forgot to make that one sharp also. This one I'm gonna make it go a little bit inwards, and that will do it. That's the gun. Sneaking through. These are just last details that I'm trying to sneak a little bit inside of a gun design. And this is one also a small detail that I want to include because it's looking too thick from the bottom. I don't think that's needed. So I'm just going to grab the proportional editing right here on top. I'm going to increase it. Need to scroll. I think I broke my symmetry because I forgot to enable the clipping, of course. There we go. That's more what I liked it. Oh yeah. Now that's what I want to say. Well, we have that one, that part. And then later on, we can start moving on these two sides. We can definitely play a lot with the size of these parallel endings. For example, something like that. Doesn't matter too much if that's really not fitting the concept because you can see that we have a lot of space there to play, so it's fine to take that type of decisions in that spot. But uh, I think it's a good time now to start working on the handle of the gun. All right, let's just get back on it. Sorry, I just need to. Okay. Now the next step in my head is, of course, gonna start doing this piece, and first thing might be good idea to start thinking how we're gonna be connecting these pieces all together into the gun. The pieces that I think we can just leave them out, of course, is the gun, but the teapot, yeah, the teapot needs to have that sensation of unity, that everything is stick together. Hmm. Now I'm just gonna see a little bit around. I'm thinking right now on two stuffs. Let me just turn on the wireframe. First is gonna be where I'm gonna be adding extra geometry and for what and when. So I can make these nice and smooth transitions. And I think in both cases, we anyway need one loop that can go here. Wait, the loop that can go here and also here on top. So we can connect here. This one will go here. We will need another one here. This one also will be connecting here. Here one in the middle. Not visible too much because it's gonna be running under and it's gonna be coming all the way up, and same go here. And we will need to introduce an extra edge right there, and that's gonna be helping us to take away a little bit of this square feel, and then we can have this more round-like ending on the tip of a pot. So that's what I have in my head right now. Also, I'm not a super huge fan of having just, I think just 8 subdivisions. So we have um something like that, just 1/2 or 6. Yeah. So probably I will just want to have a double of this. So maybe 24 divisions will be fine, just to have a more sense of roundness all around, even if we have that much polygons. Remember, this is just for practice. We're not having a special ending. This is not for games. This is no barely practice. Practicing what sense? In the sense that I need to train my brain to solve these issues in the most convenient way, and also to think about in what it could be the best presentation possible. If you want to think about in what could be the ending of it as well, probably advertisement, VFX, but for sure real time, low poly for mobile games, no. A game, probably yes, and this has to be the very hero prop. Okay, so without furthermore, with that in mind and all that, let's get back on it. As you can see, once that I have everything blocked, I just want to make or think in the best approach possible to make it look even better. But the blocking, it was really nice, it was fast, everything was landed on time. So this is the first one that I want to introduce, and then this one, it will be going there, taking this away. This one doesn't have mirror. That means that if I merge this with this, then it's not gonna work that way. This this one mirror, yeah, why not? Now yes, I can do that. And don't forget to enable clipping. I wish clipping can be enabled as default like in previous versions. And here we go with our second cut somewhere in there. And this one I want to slide, oh, turn that off. I want to slide a little bit down. This one a bit up. Now just for curiosity, I want to see how this will be looking with subdivision. Still way low, but I'm fine with that for the time being. Now, maybe I want this one to be a little bit wider on the top. Yeah, that works. Can isolate this for the time being. And maybe these faces, I don't need them, but I'm gonna keep them for the time being. Just some the geometry that I'm gonna be introducing down and up, they can merge into a nice point. Now, next step, I'll just merge this, and then I'm not sure if it's the time to merge it because I can introduce. Yeah, let's just introduce that now. Introduce. I can also set. I wanna add, but I don't know. Sometimes my brain just switch in between languages. Common thing for me to happen. Some of the times I just need to switch my brain in three different languages day to day. But hey, that's the fun part of being an artist. Sometimes you can come up with funny words, but as long as all of this starts to go well and we deliver nice and good quality, you can be speaking whatever you want. Of course, you need to deliver a good message. It's not just speak whatever you want. This is a nonsense chit chat part of the video. This definitely I'll be leaving it as a separate piece. Doesn't make sense for me to merge it. Doesn't make sense for me to be inside of a gun at all. Now, how we're gonna make this smooth? Let's try first with a bevel, if that's gonna give us what we're looking for. Yes, definitely it is. 100% it is. It is. That's the result. And we are gonna be dealing here with something else. I'll even go here and sculpt, but sculpt in parentheses because I'm not gonna be using a lot of this. Just wanna inflate here. Yes, I'm using, yeah. Hmm. The big question is why it's going back on the opposite direction. Let's see what's the direction of our. That's the reason. Okay, our normals are facing backwards. So let's just flip them. Okay, got it. Now let's go back to the sculpt, inflate, and this needs to be working perfect now. Yes, it is. It's doing it. Nope. Just be careful with that. Now let's add auto smooth to see how this is going. Hey, not that bad. Good. But I definitely want to have this bottom ending. I don't know, like if it's the cup mug or whatever. I want to have something more sharp, more defining. That's the word. Sharp, defining. So for that, I need to delete this. And this is going to be the edge that is going to be going all the way there. Like that. And then I need to connect all of this. But let's just start connecting this. Oh, I have my, yes, I have a clipping enabled. All good. And time to use the powerful F2. Or if you feel more comfortable, just press F and that's gonna do it also. And then you can think about if it was a good decision or no, because then you need to use the knife tool to define that. Now I have this, but I don't have this turn around that I want to create. And the turn you can create it like this, but then once again, that's not what I'm quite looking for. I'm gonna slide this here. And I'm taking my time on this step because that's, I don't know, a piece that I would like to have. well, not a piece, but a part of this concept that I really want to have it extremely well defined, not for my own purpose, but because it's implied on the concept that it has that nice round ending. So we want to be as loyal as possible with our concept and the modeling because that's our only one job. We only have one job. Now this is making me create so many issues. So probably I'm just gonna leave this for the time being. And this one, nah, now you can see what I mean. This part right here is gonna be creating this defining edge. And if I'm gonna start doing that, now this is not the one, so I can delete that one as well. I wanna make this one sharp. This one also, I want it sharp. This one also. And let's move this here. This one also, moving it there. Now, the thing with that is that, as you can see, I'm stretching too much my polygons down here. So this one will need to slide a little bit further because the optimal would be to have one here, but it's not happening. So that means that probably that face that we just move, we will need to extrude it. So let's go ahead and do it. I just can't wait to get rid of the references. It's just making me go wild with the camera. It's nice to have it, but it's annoying me beyond what I like to be annoyed. Okay, well, now that we have all of that, probably also I'm just gonna get rid of the handle because I still need to deal with the connection of this and that. So the less we have, easier our life is gonna be. Um, Probably I'm gonna do that the same with this, or maybe not so much because I can retain that curvature in the middle by just adding that one, and then I will just need to deal with these other ones. This is what do I mean, because I'm gonna be adding this one and this one is gonna be going here, so it's gonna be adding more here in the handle. So what I'm thinking about probably would be to just merge this, and I want to create this loop going here, so you just retain one of these edges. Just gonna doodle it silly with a knife tool, and then later I will clean that. This one with this one, and then later this one connects with this one, and there we have it. Not the cleanest, but doing the purpose that I want. Just gonna redistribute this nicely. And this one, it can be adding volume. Yes, for sure. And I'm even thinking that probably having here an extra edge will be making everything nice. Because what I'm looking here on the bottom is to have this curvature. And that's really not happening down here. Down here we have something weird. And this one, I need to delete it. Clear sharp. And that's giving me an idea because if I'm deleting that, then that means that this is super useless. So yeah, this is going back and forward. This one can come here and yeah, that's gonna make it. Yes, perfect, just like that. Now let's see. I want to make this nicely right here to go this way and not have it super crooked. And having right now mirror, it's really helping me a lot. Otherwise, I'll be suffering with the other side. I'm not the first guy that is saying that yes, mirror is your best tool into 3D, but it is. Imagine doing all this work more than once on both sides, and at the end, you need to make it equal and needs to be perfect symmetrical, which in real life, let's be honest, symmetrical doesn't exist. It's not a thing that it's there unless it's super machine made, like cars. Let's say, for example, this one also can go here inside. So it's nice and round. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're looking for. Now, we can make this one goes here and this one go here. Sounds like a good plan in theory, but let's see if we can make it real. I would say it's so real to make it happen. But also, we can make this nice curvature also in the inside of a gun because we have here a small highlight. You can see it here, super tiny. But then, how does that is going to be affecting our whole model? Of course, we will need to push this a little bit back. Maybe I'm just going to scale it. And making it go inward. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now it's just about this edge. Oh, I'm so glad that I just do that because these faces on top, they're totally useless right now. So I can have it even more clean. And there we have it. Nice and clean. This one needs to get down, in. And we don't want to touch this part because this part is going to be the defining of that one. If you go on the side, then there we have it. It's working nice. I'm just gonna put this a little bit down. I hope that tweak didn't affect at all. Yes, it did. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it up. And over here, I also need this to be pushed a little bit back. And let me see how many edges. Oh, yeah, we have two to make this nice curvature. So let's bevel that for two. Then a sharp. And lastly, let's look for the perfect arrangement. Let's go here, here, and lastly, here. Now I'm looking for this nice curve ending. I know it's really too picky, but trust me, it's all for having this nice result. Looks nice, and we can make it look even nicer. Just gonna slide that a little bit inwards. We're keeping that shading. Yes, we do. Perfect. This one I'm gonna be adding at the end. Okay, I think with all that landed, we can start with our last part of the handle. Yeah, I'm just gonna scale everything 0 on the x-axis and smaller. This one here, this one here, and this one here. 0 on the z-axis. And it's now connected. Now, I'm gonna push this inside a little bit. Um, this looks good. Now, sliding this one a little bit back so I can connect this with this. And finally, we can go here. And it's moment of the F2 add-on, our favorite and most loved add-on. And since I don't have the connection right there, I'm just gonna press F, hoping for the best. That it's just gonna give me a nice guide on how to connect it. And yes, it actually does. And also another pro feature is that it's giving me this weird bending here that I don't want, but I need it so I can define this line here. And I also need to define this other inside inner piece. Inner piece. That's what I miss. Okay. Now this, I'm just gonna be using this edge, this side of the faces, so I can have all of them in the right spot. And then later on, it's just about pressing F, F, F with this one. But most of the work is already done because I took my time right there. One thing that I've learned with time is that you first need to block out everything. Go slow, but slow is the new fast. Trust me. You saw that I was redoing the under part. I took my time right there, and there was no shame on that. Now let's see if this one is like our ending of the shape. So this one could be affecting elevators. But let's now try to look on the thickness. Thickness, we can reduce it quite a lot. Yeah, something like that. And we have that nice smoothing that we want so much. I think I'm never gonna get tired of mentioning the nice smoothing. Mm, but that's not so nice, not so good. Just gonna push it a little bit out, so it's sort of a smooth. This one also a little bit inside, and that looks good. Now I just wanna have a nice edge flow. Again, a bit picky, yeah, but trust me, trust me when I'm telling you that these small details are the ones that we're doing right now and we're refining, and it's gonna be looking perfect. Now, I'm not sure about this because this one is clearly going down, so probably my own topology is shouting to me, please add this edge loop so we can relax a lot down there. And yes, I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna leave that, add this. Hmm, what's going on? Wait, 1 second, my brain just exploded. Aha, okay. So I need this, and this one needs to go and merge here last, but I need this, and this is gonna be helping me how? Like this. Exactly like this. This is what I want. I know it's that time when you don't know exactly what's going on, and your geometry is shouting to you, hey, please do this. It's a weird skill that you need to acquire with time. I haven't even perfected it a lot, but I try to make it most of the times to pay attention to what's going on with my shapes, geometry, and all of that. And then we have that. And this one, yeah, this one's going down. Perfect. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna explain this a little bit further because I think I just leave there a huge gap of knowledge. How does that happen? I'll be adding these extra edges, and these ones, the ones in the middle, I'm just gonna delete this so the example can be a little bit more clear. I want to make this union. I want to bridge them. So I'm gonna be taking this last point, I'm gonna merge it here. This last point, I'm gonna merge it here. So I'm gonna be creating this bridge. Got it? This one and this one. And what I'm only missing here to add is one in the middle. And if I scale that in the middle, I have the cube, the reduction that I was willing to have. And I don't need to reconnect anything. That one's going there, this one's going there, and this one's going in the middle. But yeah, that's how I understand how to do that messy gap. Now getting back to this, probably I want to do the same with the trigger. I want to have the nice edges around it. First, my mirror. Uh, 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 mm. I just need 2 segments mirror. And you can see that this is happening right here. When I do the bevel, it's just sliding this way mostly. And I don't want that to happen. I want to have them even here. same here, distance. So that means that I need to apply my rotation and scale. And now that I apply it, it's going to be doing it as I was expected to. I'm gonna delete this face, not required. I'm just gonna grab all of this. This one I actually don't want it, don't need it. Slide it to the back. This one also slide, grab it to the back. Let's add the smooth. Let's add the sharp. Add the auto smooth. 45. Actually, there is no 45 degree there. You can see here that it's so smooth. And this one, oh man, oh boy. This one is shouting, please add me more edges. I cannot be this crooked. And yeah. I get you, I get you. Like that. And if I add the smooth, is going well. This part also is shouting for more resolution. Just gonna paint it here. I don't care what's going there. I can always come here and fix it. Same with this. Because I am only seeing this part. Plus these faces here inside. Not required. Now this part. Gonna scale on y-axis and 0. But I'll even select all row on y 0. And there we have it. Now it's nice and smooth. We have these double curvatures. This one's one, this one is another one. I'm just gonna grab the sculpt to make it even more prominent, the second one. This one also. Here. Got him. Let's see on the wireframe. Bit messy, quite messy. I know that I said I like to start messy at the beginning, but later I just regret it. And I end up doing a little bit more of this cleanup here. But it's not that heavy cleanup. Okay, now I will say it's that time for us to come here and start merging this bottom part with the top part. Let's see how does that goes. And I'm gonna save a version of this. Okay, now with that version saved, I feel safe to go on and move on with this. Uh, the reason I don't like this one is because I'm not having that profile. Let's switch this. Yes, more what I want to see. Smooth on the inside, sharp on the outside. Now, I'm not sure if I should be adding this part here or I'm just gonna be adding it with textures, but if it's just a practice and I want to practice a little bit more my poly modeling, then I'll just try to do that with polygons. And if I have here this huge gap, then probably yes. Add one loop in the middle. Sliding, 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 arranging, sliding, arranging. This one needs to cut way down. And these ones, I think we can just slide them back. This part, slide them back. You have the curvature to be there. Yeah, guess we're on the right path. Oh, now I just want to raise a little bit these edges right there. These ones, I think they're in a good spot. Not to worry about them. And finally, this point, this edge, that's gonna be helping here. And I'll be thinking about using a relax here because my topology is so messy that arranging them by hand might not be so time saving, so efficient. Okay, we have it. We got them. Now we can extrude this guy. But I'm gonna be extruding along the normals like that. Just a stitch. And of course, later after that, I'm gonna be selecting the boundary loop, mark sharp, and I just saved me a lot of time. And the mark sharp, and there we have it. Now this is gonna be showing way more if I just enable the cavity, and I think ambient occlusion there it was there. No, but I think there is one matcap. This one is standard. This one is more brownish. Yeah, let's stick with that one. So you can see a little bit where everything is going. 45 is just not giving me that much smoothness, so I need to add extra there. I put 60. Now clear sharp. Oh yeah, it's coming along together. And it's time. It's time. We're just saying, yeah, now this part, but now it's the time to really get into it. Let me have a second look. This is gonna be doing what? We have a lot of geometry here on top, also quite a lot down there, but it's letting me think about perhaps it's a nice time just to delete this, or I'm just leave it there as a reference and bring in our new pod 8 16. I'm just gonna be taking this one and I'm gonna be selecting them, and I'm gonna bring my 3D cursor down here so I can switch, nope, to 3D cursor, transform point, and I can have this nice edge and scale it a little bit. Yep, there we have it. Now this one can hide, and with all of that, we have a nice block of this. Now, if I just made this one a 16, this one needs to be a 16. Let's see how the 16 looks with smooth shaded. Sorry. Select boundary, mark sharp, 60, and it's looking really nice. So yeah, it's going to be 16, 16, 16, and 16. Probably this one is going to be quite different, but the back of the gun looks really good. I don't have any issues with that at all. But by adding 16, I have automatically here. Ah, no, I was already having that one there. Forget about it. And let's see if I can just model this out. Ah, 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 and I'm forgetting about something. I'm forgetting about the most important modifier. Need to make first this, and then later on I can add my modifier. Adding my mirror. Because you want to be fast, but precise. Yeah, that's what I want. Actually, yes, this nice. Not nice at the time being, but this nice flow that is going there. If you have just that, you can feel that, okay, that's something that I want to go and have a nice cup of whatever beverage is inside. Hmm. But I'm thinking that probably the best would be to delete this because why? I want to add the inset or a loop here in the middle that can let me introduce more of this new topology here on just to have this kind of ending shading around my geometry. And if I add it by hand, I can do it, but I just want to be avoiding to do this. So this is how I'll be doing it. Sorry, it's not like that. It's this one. Actually, that didn't make any sense. Take two. Okay, so what I want to do is just delete that. I'm gonna come back here. And also I need to delete this. Unfortunately, let's just think that it wasn't like a wasted time. It was more like a thinking about where we want to go. I'm just gonna add an insert. I don't want the boundary. And now, yes, I can delete this face. The issue with the boundary is that we have this edge here. So once for something, some things for others, and then F2, where we have it. And I can just nicely come here and merge this at last. I'm thinking that probably here the best would be to add this tiny edge here. But also that tiny edge that I'm going to be adding there is going to be for connecting this other one. So first let's go and merge this and add our small friend. Now I want to see what it just happened down there. Nothing too important. So we're good, we're cool. Just gonna slide that a little bit more inwards. This merge with this. And there we have it. Okay, good. We good. Clear the sharp. Add the sharp. Nope. Add. This one's I'm still not 100% sure about this ending here, but we will see with time. Probably I'll just smooth this one like that. Yes. I like when I'm just saying that. We will see with time. We will see with time. Oh, what I want to do here is just make a quick lasso select because I want to make this a little bit more narrow, more nicely, more deep feel like. Just like that. Otherwise, when you pour water, or in this case, it's gonna be some hot coffee, that's not gonna be a nice. You're gonna be splitting all the water around. Okay, let's go. There is no turn back. And I'm actually just gonna avoid to see the reference so I don't lose myself there. I'm just gonna grab this, enable my clipping because it's not enabled. And I just realized this is not how I liked it. Yep, more like it. Now, merging time. Just gonna add this bunch of loops. And this one I think can go nice here. And this one can go nice here. And then we're gonna be having the, yep, that's, I'm looking, this one can go, I'm gonna slide there. And yep, that's it, pretty much it. It's not that bad. And all of that is gonna be allowing us to, hey, really not so bad. Because everything is just getting here on top. And if we want to make all of this more smooth, we just need to slide, arrange, and we can add nice curvature here on the tip of the teapot. That was a nice, unexpected mistake. I need to say it. But yeah, now that we have all of that, it's time for the merging. And just to be more accurate with that, I'm gonna grab everything and extrude it on top so I can have the most accurate connections with my model below. And I just can come here and slide, almost like if I'm predicting where the bevel, it's bevel, the Boolean operation is going to be adding extra geometry. But I'm not leaving it up to the Boolean operation, the prediction. Yep, that one's good. That one's good. Oh boy. Big L, my boys. We forgot, but it's all good. It's all good now. We forgot totally about doing also the clipping over there. We only do it outside, but now we're good. Now we're good. Now probably I'll really try to go with the Boolean operation. Why? Because I already aligned everything. And life is too short not to take risks. So let's add the boolean. Hmm. I'm having second thoughts. I'm having second thoughts on the boolean because we have the mirror. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. This one, but I wanted union. And what about difference? Yeah, that's happening. Okay, yeah, let's apply difference. And let's come here and clean this mess. Cleaning my mess by merging properly because now we have the perfect connections. This one with this one with this one, these two. Oh man, don't tell me that's gonna happen. I regret. Let's go back to the good times. So it's gonna be union. 100% is gonna be union. Let's say intersect, difference, union. It has to be union. Now the issue is that I have here some faces glitching a lot, which means that some of these ones might be duplicated, but it's fine. We're gonna be good. Plus, we didn't have that self-dense geometry. Oh boy. I think, yeah, we have that big issue on top, but we're fine. This is one of the biggest mistakes. I have the triangle right there by making this practice. Also here, nah man, I think I'm just gonna be going old school with this. I was trying the Boolean, but the Boolean played dirty on me. So there is no point on making this Boolean. Say goodbye and let's get back. Okay, I was trying to experiment something right there, but it didn't play well for me, unfortunately, this time. So we will just need to go back to square one and do it how it's meant to be. Now let's align this vertex. This one with this one at last. Just gonna repeat that operation. Last. Uh, okay, I see what's going on. Oh, we have this. We can also use the knife tool, but I'm so done with my failed experiments. I'm just gonna do it the right, proper way. And this one, it's going slide in here. Uh-huh. But then that means this one, it was supposed to be going with this one. Well, there is only one way to know that, and it's by start to merge our mess. I see also another issue is that these 2 points were too close. That when I was arranging all of that, I just create and I set up myself into a triangle. And it's not the end of the world, of course, but if I'm making this nice looking gun, then I need that tiny, itty, miny gap so it can go all around. Probably also that was another of the reasons why I didn't get a good boolean. Um, this one gonna slide it here. Just gonna be estimating now my distance. Okay, and this one can slide here, and this one can slide down there. Yeah, I think we're good. Of course, this one I need to slide it inwards. But the big question is here, I don't have anything to merge with. The close one is that one. So this guy gonna slide in here. Okay, yeah, it's time. It's time. It's enough of this. Time to cut it. Now this guy here, this guy here, here, this one here. And now we're getting to the tricky part. Okay, let's just do it. No pain, no gain. I'm gonna need that space anyway, but that's too early. That's too early. Now this one is quite easy. This one is gonna, here I have it, everything. The issue is with F2, I cannot go on just do that because I'm using mirror, but I have it. There it is. Nice. And connect. But now, oh boy, we have that gap. No, but I'm not scared about the gap. I'm scared about how we're gonna be fixing that. What's that? First thing, what's that? Ah, yeah, got it. It's our nice and lovely F2. And we have clipping, yeah, we have clipping because I need to clip right this, and somehow I'll just need to figure it out how to fix that part. Let's see how it looks with the concept. If it actually doesn't go all the way down, and I need to make, okay, good, good, good. We're in good spot. Actually, best practice for this will be to create here a loop inside of all of that, but probably it's kind of late for that decision. I'll need to create here a cut, and this one needs to come here, here a cut, and this one needs to come here. Let's do it. We're making this for practice purpose. Oh, I just pressed something that I didn't wanna. And there it is. That's all way up. No need to have it all the way there. And that's not so messy, but this loop right here, I actually don't need it. And what happens? Yeah, this one go here, and this one looks quite useless, if you ask me. For what do I want that? I should have another useless down here. Yeah, here it is, the other useless. Okay, that was the first one. We halfway solved it because it's not done fully. Now we need to solve down this one. And this time I'm gonna make sure I set up myself in the Winnie pad by making this small insert. That was a so noob mistake of me when I didn't set up that behind back there. Slide this a little bit back. This one also back. And this one's closer. So this one can connect with this. This one can connect with this. And this one with this. And there we have it. Yeah, that was so easy. I can't believe it. Wrap it up and let's call it a day. Just gonna be sliding this up. This one merge into this to the last point. And we're done with that. Now I'm gonna delete this part. So this and yeah, I just delete that face by accident. But there we have it. Back on track. Now these ones I would like them to be more closer so I can have a more even distance between this edge and the other one. Since that part is going to be on the bottom, I'm not going to be too worried about it. So I can keep going on with the whole gun. Just want to check. Yep, it's working, nice. This one I'm going to push a little bit out. And probably I will insert here another edge. But I'm not so sure about this approach on this part. Mainly because it looks dirty, looks odd. I'm gonna see if I can just fix this. But by doing that, I'm gonna be removing this loop. So I actually need to remove this part somehow. And also at the same time, I need to conserve my edge flow. This is a hard one, but if it was on my plans to not take it anyway, to take it further, I'll just try to do it in this part so I know that here will be going flowing like that, and also here this will be flowing like that, and this will be flowing and be looking way better. Actually, let's gonna try. I'm gonna try it just for the purpose of my mental sanity. Oh yes, this is not looking too bad. I thought it's gonna be even worse, but now it's just about to connect these points. And in here, I can delete his face, and I can come here. I see the issue is that I have this flow in here. It's not so bad because I can add an extra loop, and that's gonna do the trick. Now it's an issue because then it's gonna be trying to loop over itself again. Hmm. What did I just sit here? Oh, I see what was my mistake. Because this flow is intended to be here. Hmm. But if I have this has to be flowing this way. And this one, what I should do with this one? Let's stop and think a little bit about the solution. This could be my solution. And then I just need to add an extra loop on top. But then the flow of this is gonna be quite odd. Gonna erase this for the time being. Let's see what we can get with that. And this is gonna be flowing here in the front. It's not a bad idea at all. But I'm not super fan of that, especially because we have this edge here in the middle that is creating this effect from this point of view. So I just want to merge that, make this just a constant line. What if I just do that? These two, they merge. These two, they merge. That could be my solution also. Guess it's gonna be my solution. Just gonna take this away. Redistribute this in a more even, pleasant way. Oh man, but you can see right here that is shouting for that extra resolution, that nice loop. Of course, I know you want to do that, but I'm breaking my head a little bit, or way too much, by just trying to think about that. Is it worth it for just being a sake of practice? That's the main question right here. How much is too much? And I can definitely not delete that edge. Okay, I see what's my issue. Is that I'm sharing this edge that is flowing with this guy right here. And I just took a really rushed decision here because this is going to be flowing here. If I want to just share this one with this one, then I will need here an extra loop. So I can spread this point with this point, and then this geometry can go on this way. Something like that. And this one needs to be the outer loop. So that means that here, this part right here, this star needs to be here. Hmm. I think it's way too much work for what I was intended to be doing it, that it was just for practice purpose only. And since we have everything here solved, I don't see the point of me just trying to go further on developing more and more on this. So for the time being, just gonna be adding this loop here, connect this here. This one is gonna be coming here. Yep, everything's nice and square. And here at the back, I don't remember what I actually did. Just gonna move this here a little bit inwards and delete this so I can have a clear view. Okay, yep, good. And actually I can merge here a lot of these points. I just don't feel like I'm gonna do that for the time being. Now what was left? That looks so nice and smooth, except for this part looks bad. I want this to be looking soft, not so blocky. Probably now is the best time for doing that because I have a lot of this geometry. Okay, with that, now I can try to make this more smooth. Yeah, way better. Let's see if I can just make this more round so I can have a smooth transition. Always thinking about that, the transitions. Because if I just add here a different matcap, this one for example, I'm looking at this on the light, how it's going, how it's translating. As you can see here, this is the highlight that I was looking for. I'm having that one also down here. And here at the bottom, this was the light that I was looking also at the beginning. So by modeling, I'm also thinking about the light, how it's moving inside my model, how the volumes are working in. I'm not just copying the reference. And I think that was one of my biggest mistakes when I was starting as a 3D artist, that I was copying the reference. I wasn't really understanding anything related to volumes, light. I was just looking at the drawings and copy paste if possible. Now this is looking bad, so probably I'm gonna avoid that. And since we have this nice loop here, this is the one that is gonna be helping me to make it look probably more round. Yeah, that's looking way better. Now I'm gonna be sliding this. So I have a smoothness transition from that shape to this one. And yep, almost there. Now let's see what's going on here. Yep, way better. This is just a sliding by hand. Not the best. I didn't recommend it. You want to stick with a certain point, have something clear where to slide. Mark sharp. Use some bubbles, something like that. That looks like a super mega speaker that some villain is about to use to shout something. Okay, now that we have that, we can start integrating this piece in the gun. How we're gonna be doing that to make it look that it's intended to be there. I'm thinking about that probably we can use just this mechanism that goes here, and here you have some sort of a bolt, and here you have a weld or something to the top cover, and that's how you can open and close. But perhaps it's not so believable. But once again, do not overthink too much with that. Let's move on. Moving. Keep up the tempo. This one reduced to 8. Too many subdivisions. 90. Then we're gonna scale this here. That looks like a good scale. And actually that looks good. If I move this a little bit up, probably I'm gonna be, where do I want to have it? Yep, that's gonna be working. Now, I would like to make this one a little bit more thicker so I can have this volume going down. By this volume, I'm referring to this off because I have this gap here that is just floating, and I have this bold range just existing right there. That doesn't make a lot of sense for me. But since I have the origin point there, I just need to scale it, and I'm gonna be fine with that. Also moving this here. That's gonna add a little bit of more mm, believability, if we can call it like that, on my design. Yep, I'm really happy with that. Now, probably I'm gonna add this piece here also on top. Here. Just gonna make it a little bit more large. And also we need to make this piece 16 edges. Right now it's 8. So let's merge this one. Smooth. Auto smooth. 60. And it's looking more smooth now. And what about this one? Let's think a little bit more. Because it's just there existing. Perhaps this. Making it round. Because all our design is round nicely. But this one, it's just existing right there. I was even thinking to make it a little bit similar here to a handle. And by that, I mean to make it more round. But I think it's going to be missing the contrast. Not sure. You know what? Let's just leave it there and keep moving. We still miss to add the colors on top of this. But finally, we can start moving into the front part of the gun. And then later on, we can come back to the cover and finish that piece. We've been going on a long way, and this is so far how it's looking. Actually, let me just finish the back of the cover. I just want to see the back side. And then end result, 16, smooth, 45. I'm gonna reset the rotation, set the cursor there, move these to the cursor so I can have the same diameter. And now, I think it's a good moment to add gold, the top, sorry, center, and you know already what I'm gonna be doing here. It's gonna be apply rotation, otherwise our bevel is not gonna be applied properly. Extra one. And I'm gonna be using proportional edit because I just want a little bit of the top to be moving along with me and scale it inwards. Good. Now I think we can just remove this part because now we have this nice and smooth looking piece. Combine it and then we can bring it back. Right there. Perfect. Oh, that looks so good. Okay. So the front barrel. This one looks so easy. So I'm just gonna try to make it a little bit more interesting by adding that extra layer of complexity of trying to merge them into one piece because I like to make my life harder. big advantage of that is that I have super low poly count. Actually, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to use the bevel, the boolean, and since I have so low, then this operation should be working fine. And apply it, and let's see what we have. These ones, we can delete it, and yes, exactly what I was expecting to have. That's the result. So the bottom part can disappear, and now it's time to clean up a little bit this. Remove the proportionality thing, and connecting this with this other part. Or I can just go on top and use again my magical mirror modifier, which I'm gonna be using, of course. I just like to work once, not twice. On this side, there we have it. Now we can go ahead and take away the reference. I think it's good for now. Just stay just with this. Plus, it's looking already so solid. I don't think we need it anymore. Now, let's keep on going with this. Just gonna be using the knife tool to just cut in between it. And down here, I'm thinking about if I need it or I don't. Because it's so close here. No, I need it. I need it. Second thought, I need it. I'm gonna make this inset so I can add the fake inside, a weird inside. On the bottom, of course, it's gonna be so weird. It's not gonna be making any sense. Now, what I want to make is to align this edge right here. Let's see now if a subdivision is a good idea. It actually is a good idea at some point. The issue with that is that I'm getting this weird shading right there. So the way to correct it, I'll be just adding more of these divisions. Ah, I see why. Because we haven't cleaned up the backside. And now it's good. Good to go. Probably I'm just gonna delete this part. Now, how I'm gonna be solving this part, because here I have a 5-point polygon, and I just need 4. This for performing the subdivision the best way as possible. Otherwise, it's looking good already, but having this one with 4 points will make it look even good. And actually, I'm not 100% happy with this result, because you can see here these points of our low poly model, even with the subdivisions on. So I'm thinking that I'm not going to be using subdivision. I'm going to go back this to flat, and I'm going to start over this piece by creating another cylinder. 16 was good. Yes. Let's go with 16. Then duplicate it down here, smaller. I think that was way too small. Or maybe no, maybe it's even a good size. Let me see, let me think. In proportion with all of this. Now, what about a little bit more thicker? Yeah, that's working. Now let's add the boolean. We don't have solo polygon, but it's still it's an early stage of the primitive form, so we can do it without having a headache later on. Mm, yep, right there. And I'm gonna use the mirror modifier. So first of all, need to get this wealth in the middle, and finally taking this away, use the mirror, y-axis, smooth that, auto smooth 45. Let's just have a look how it be with the subdivision. Okay, maybe not yet. Take this away. They're just making more issues, but I can see from far away that is looking way more rounded. So yeah, that's gonna be the way. Let's take this off. Now, what's going on here that is not working properly with this shape? Of course, it's this edge that I'm having here. Because this is an end gun, so that's gonna help a little bit there. Now, how I'm gonna be solving this one here inside, it's not a big deal. I know that that's gonna be happening, and perhaps this is gonna be one triangle that I really want to have. Oh, what up? What's that? Okay, that's totally normal because it's part of extrude, and we don't make the clipping enable, so suggest you to enable it. But that's way better, way better. Take that away. And just to make it look a little bit more funny, I'll be making this that the one on the bottom maybe not so small, but this one, yeah, we can make it smaller. The issue is that now I'm having a weird transformation point, so I'm going to be using the 3D cursor. Okay, yeah, I actually like a lot the figure on top. Last one, this. Let's see if we can just sneak it a little bit more. This shape, make it look a little bit more rounder. Let's see if with the loop tools we can make it round. Yes, of course we can. A second circle, and there we have it. Almost. I'm curious if we can just merge this point with this one and how it's affecting our shading in nothing. That's really good. Good news. Now, lastly, I'm just going to be correcting this shape here because mm, it's just a little bit odd to look at from here. It looks like something just went bad down there. At least trying to make it stylized. But that I mean that I have a lot of this space here and then it goes totally even. So by stylizing it, I just want to make it or go a little bit more inwards or add something here. But I think just making this go a little bit more inwards to make it look more cartoony will help us, especially because our concept looks so cartoony. And I'm gonna take time to delete this. When I said that I want to make my life harder on this part, I really wasn't intended to be doing that kind of hardness. Yeah, that looks good. Now, I want to use the 3D cursor to go back because I want to have my point, transformation point there. So let me see where I have, here it is, the 3D cursor. So location is going to be on the y-axis, nope, 0, x-axis, and rotation, reset this to default. Now I'm having here too much room to play with, so I'm gonna be adding values low by hand. Maybe one, no, two. Okay, now this is the hard part. 5, 8. Oh, almost. What if I just had 9? No, I just missed it by 1. Perhaps just with 8, we can just roll with it. Yep, that's gonna be 8. Pretty cursor. And perhaps this edge we can slide it a little bit. Or just adding a new one. And I'm gonna move cursor to selection. Make this a little bit wider, if we can call it like that. Just the lower part. Yep, looks good. All right, and we just finalized our 3D model. We can go inside and do more detailing, but so far this can be delivered. We can add more resolution here just to make it more even for the UVs and the texturing. But for sure, what I want to do is add this nice little bevel so I can have the same this sign language that I was holding down here, also here on top. I'm gonna select the boundary, mark sharp. Let's see how does that look. This one can be thicker. On here on top, I think it's so good. Down here, I want to add something else on the bottom because it's kind of empty, boring that you can say, ah, okay, there is really not too much craziness going down there. But here, you can delete these faces a tiny bit. So when you look, you can see the whole gun, perhaps. Let's see how this can be looking. Uh, I think it's not the best idea. I mean, the gun is there already, but it has a weird sense of belonging there. I know it's stylized and so on, but maybe not the best solution for this. Another solution that I can come with, just extrude this inside to give a sense of depth. Something like that. Just don't go way too back because then the gun is going to be showing that something weird there. But just with that, a nice texturing can do the rest. And maybe here in the bottom, we can add some nice cutout of the gun. I don't know, something like a spring that when you shake this teapot here, you have it. And then you shake it hard, super hard. Then you can start taking, maybe not taking, but the gun just starts to pop. Like, and then you open this part, and then you can see that, oh no, it's loaded. And this part, because this is the handle, yes. And the handle just starts to pop the trigger. So, okay, you know that it's travel time. Now, how can we do this? Probably I'm gonna be using a boolean, but let's just save this. Boolean, this guy, and yes, I want the difference. Now let's see how does that look. Yes, exactly how I want. Okay, bring this up, isolate this, and let's just remove all of these parts. We really don't need them at all. We just want the cutout. We got the cutout. It's a nice cutout. Need to say, I don't know how does that happen. And I'm not super worried about all of this because it's empty here at the bottom, so we can just try to connect with triangles, everything. Why with triangles at this time and nothing else at some other times? Because this part is going to be not so relevant, important in my opinion. And the other ones, they really are. Now, speaking about that, let me just double check what I did here, because I just squeezed them inside. Okay, these ones we can merge here at last. And also, this could be also a nice triangle, but it's not adding too much. It's not making me worried and stressed about it. And okay, just keep moving, keep moving. Don't stop on small details. Don't overthink too much some stuffs. And of course, if you spot these type of issues, I know some lonely vertex, then you know it's time to take those away. And there we have it. Now we can come back here. Now what I have with this is a huge advantage. I have this where the advantage is that we can make a little bit more of um, design in this area. In which way? Well, for example, if this is going to be a cutout, then we have for free this edge loop that can just be adding a nice flow here on top. So it's almost like covering the gun. Now I just want to see what just happened here inside. If I have useless faces, then let's just delete that. Because what's the point of making my life harder even more of what I already did? No, looks good, looks good. This one, this one, this one. Yeah, everything selected. Now we can make it sharp. And there we have it. So when you shake it hard, the gun is just popping under. I guess at the beginning it's just like that, and then you shake it hard and this just goes out. Actually, just for fun, I'm gonna see how this gun can be looking before it becomes a gun. So we have it like that. This just goes inside. This one, I think it's believable to have it just there. This one cannot be there. Maybe here inside we can add the trigger. Oh, switch to the 3D cursor. No, it's not working as I was expecting. Yeah, like that. It's a bit, little bit unusual gun, need to say, but it's not for drinking. It's more for some sort of hard action. Make the origin on this part. This one, this. On this one, I'm just gonna parent to that. Now this is the second part where we think, is that really going to be working? And actually, yes, it could be really sneaking in it. And then when it's time for the action, boom, you transform that into this guy. I'm just gonna add the timeline to see how this is gonna be. And this I'm gonna move it into a new collection. So I know I'm safe. And this one I'm gonna set up here in the center. Looks inoffensive. Just like that. And let's start just basic animation, just for the fun. Okay. So first would be like you shake this really hard from to the top. This one's gonna be parent to this. So does this. And this tiny piece is really just floating there, existing. Wait, what I did? This one, yeah. So if I move this, we almost got everything except for that part. This one with this one with this. I take this and it's moving everything. Good. Okay. Yes. My first key is gonna be location rotation. Yes, I'm not gonna be scaling anything. And now I want a viewer to show the seconds because I don't know how to count in frames, but in seconds, yes, because I'm a human. So how it's gonna be? It's gonna be 1 second, 2 seconds. First second is gonna be up, and then second down. And when we reach the bottom, danger is out. As you can see, it really doesn't help too much to have it socialized because when it's going out, it's not going out properly. But just for the sake of the demonstration, we know what up. And when we go up, this one starts here. Let's see when it's the downtime. Here's the downtime. So we can put this here. And then we can open this. And also this one can start to go out. And make it linear. So let's see. Jump. Okay, now let's just add it a little bit more of life on that. Some base here. Now let's just look how this is working. Hmm. I like this movement up and down. The only thing that I don't like too much is that this part is just going out as it likes. It's not holding, it's just going out. Well, I think these keyframes can hold here a lot more. Let's see how many frames I'm doing. 60, let's say that we end in 80, so we can loop it over and over. Yet there is some weight. Let's see. Block. Let's make this linear. Now, this part here, I actually like that the gun is going out and pushing this part of a teapot, but it's going so slow and it's just pushing it back, so it's really not adding too much. There we have our deadly weapon.